Aye, we give you the facts. It's not what you think. Popeye Newsling, Young King, 1 yard, bless.
Good morning, Popeye. Grandma watch Popeyes every morning and every night.
Greetings, viewers and subscribers. PNL Patreon family, big up on yourself. And remember, if you are not yet a member of the PNL Patreon family, click on the link in the description below, go over to Patreon and sign up. Remember that over on Patreon, we post content that we cannot post on YouTube. Also, you being a member of the PNL Patreon family is your way of contributing to this channel on a monthly basis. PNL Patreon family, enough respect. Now, before I start today's news, I have gotten this WhatsApp message. It is being widely circulated. So, let's go through this message together. It is titled Canadian Government Job Recruitment 2023. It goes on to say, this is open to all individuals who want to work in Canada. Here is a great chance for you all to work conveniently in Canada. Canada needs over 450,000 workers in 2023. Over 670 jobs are open for applying. The program covers travel expense, housing, accommodation, and medical facilities. Did you notice that an M is missing from the word accommodation? It continues. Requirements. Applicant must be 16 years or above. Can speak basic English. Benefit of the program: instant work permit, visa application assistance. All nationalities can apply. Open to all individuals and students who want to work and study. So there is a link to click on to apply. When you click on the link, it's gonna take you to this website: full-requirements.jobs-applying.live. Now, whenever you are getting these messages, ensure that you check out the domain. The domain in this message is .live. If it is coming from the Canadian government or any agency of the Canadian government, the domain would be .ca. Ensure that you research these things. If you are getting an email from a Jamaican government agency, the domain name should be .gov.jm. Scammers are offering a whole lot of jobs, especially to Cayman. Cayman's domain name is .ky. Whenever you are getting these job offers and the person says you must email them, and you see something like @gmail.com, it is quite likely that it is a scam. Be ye careful. Money hard to come by nowadays. A word to the wise. Alright? Now, I carried a story yesterday. It was about the killing of a man named Andrew Adrian Smith. He was shot and killed at minutes after 12 midnight early yesterday morning. Sunday, February 26th, he was shot and killed at his home at Belvedere District in the Betheltown Police area in the parish of Westmoreland. His home was also set on fire. Now, I have an update in this incident for you. Firstly, there is a photograph of Andrew Smith on your screen. That's the best photo I could get of him. Secondly, Andrew, he was facing the courts on a murder charge that took place at Africa District in Lilliput in the parish of St. James. That incident, it took place on Saturday night, April 4, 2020, about 9:30. The allegations are that Andrew Smith, he had rented a room and a house from a man named David Campbell. David was 44 years old at the time. It is said that David, he owned some dogs, and one of the dogs bite up Andrew Smith's shoes. Andrew told David about it and asked him for money to buy back his shoes. David refused. On the night of Saturday, April 4, David went to Andrew to collect his rent. Now, Andrew, he gave David a sum of money for the rent, and David refused it, saying that the money was short. Andrew told David that the rent money was short because he had to use a portion of the money to buy back a pair of shoes which his dog had bitten up. An argument developed, and this argument escalated into a fight. It is said that David, the landlord, brandished a knife and he attacked Andrew with this knife. In the end, it was David who received some serious stab wounds to his body. David Campbell, he died, and Andrew Smith, he was arrested and charged by the police for murder. Andrew went to court and he was granted bail. He told the court that he would be living in the Betheltown police area. As a result, a condition of his bail is that he should report to the Betheltown police station in the parish of Westmoreland. This he was doing up to the time of his death. We are told that a few years ago, Andrew, he used to run taxi, but up to the time of his death, he was doing a little farming. So the question is, does the murder case that he has in court have anything to do with his killing? The mayhem. Now, in this next story, yesterday I told you that a man known as LAUGHIE, he was shot and killed in the parish of Trelawney. I had promised to update this story. The incident took place right in the vicinity of the Sober Robin guest house at Rodney Bottom in Duncans in the parish of Trelawney. It took place yesterday morning, Sunday, February 26, 2023, about some minutes to 9 o'clock. We are learning that a man, his correct name is Jamie Anderson, but he's popularly known as LAUGHIE. He is 29 years old, and LAUGHIE, he's said to be a well-known chopper in the Duncans area of Trelawney. It is said that LAUGHIE, he was staying at this guest house when he stepped out of his room, but someone knew that LAUGHIE was there, and for whatever reason, they wanted him dead. Shortly after LAUGHIE stepped out of the room, loud explosions were heard. When checks were made, LAUGHIE, he was seen lying on the ground with gunshot wounds to his upper body. From all indication, LAUGHIE, he died on the spot. We are told that when the police processed this crime scene, 4 9mm spent shells were recovered from the scene. The mayhem. Now, this next incident, sad indeed. A man, his name is Mr. Stanley Richard Chin. Mr. Chin, he celebrated his 78th birthday just last month, January 20. He was born in the year 1945. Now, I'm not sure what kind of work Mr. Chin used to do, but we are told that he's a retiree and he lived at Riney Drive in Unity Hall, just outside of Montego Bay in the parish of St. James. What we are learning is that Mr. Chin, he's a licensed firearm holder. He's the owner for a .38 revolver. Mr. Chin, he was recently diagnosed with throat cancer. As a result, Mr. Chin was in a lot of pain and he had to be making frequent trips to the doctor. Apparently, Mr. Chin, he was tired of the pain. Yesterday afternoon, Sunday, February 26, about 3 o'clock, Mr. Chin's caretaker, who lived in another district in the parish of St. James, he had just returned to work after a short visit to his home. He called out to his boss, but he didn't hear him. When he went into the house, there was Mr. Chin. He was found lying on his back in his bed and he was bleeding from his head. He had his gun in his right hand. The police were called, and when they inspected Mr. Chin, he had a single gunshot wound to his right ear. His index finger was still on the trigger of the gun. Apparently, Mr. Chin died from his wound. The police, they are suspecting that Mr. Chin, he took his own 3 points. We are told that there were no forced entry into the house. Sad indeed. The mayhem. So let me ask you something. Let me ask you something. Have you hit on the love button as yet? If you have not yet done so, remember to do it. Also, if you are over here watching our videos and you have not yet subscribed, hit on the subscribe button. As also, hit on the notification bell. Then click all so that whenever we drop a new video, you will be the first to be notified. And it hasn't gone unnoticed, you know. It has not gone unnoticed. We are now over 161,000 subscribers. Thank you again. Thank you. And my commitment to you is to give you the news fair and without fear, without malice or ill will. My commitment to you is to give you credible information. Wambex. Wambex. That are feed them business. Got it? Now, in the final story for today, the JCF, they have not yet issued, well, before I started recording this story, I haven't seen any statement from the JCF as it relates to this incident. But I'm going to tell you what we are picking up so far. But before I tell you about that story, 2 security officers were shot in Portmore in the parish of St. Catherine this morning. I'm getting information that 1 died so far. I'm also learning that hoodlums, they made off with 2 bags containing cash of over 9 million Jamaican dollars. I've dropped a video over on Patreon and I'll be dropping some more. Trust me, this scene is grimy, or the scene was grimy. Now, as soon as I gather the details, I'll be bringing you the story. But like I was saying, up to the time of recording this video, the Jamaica Constabulary Force, they had not yet issued a statement on this incident. But what I'm going to tell you is what I've been picking up so far. Those 2 young men on your screen, the one to your left is Dellon Harding. The one to your right, his name is Gawaine Williams. Both of them, they are unarmed security officers and they work at various properties in Negril. Now, last night, Dellon and Gawaine, both of them, we are told that they were working at the High-Low Plaza on West End Road in Negril. They were dressed in company uniform, but both of them, we are told, were wearing hoodies because the night, well, anybody in Negril last night could tell you that last night in Negril was very, very cold. Now, what we are learning is that both security officers, they saw a bus parked on the road, which aroused their suspicion. We are told that the security officers, they called a senior person at the company where they worked and told him about their observations. That person who they called, the person called the police and reported the matter. So you remember the other day, I told you that some police officers from CTAC, they were the ones who responded to the hoodlums who had gone and stolen the ATM machine in Little London, and one of the hoodlums was shot and killed. Well, it is said that that team of police officers from CTAC, they were in Negril on special assignment and they were the ones who responded last night. The 2 unarmed security officers, they were shot by the police. They were rushed to the Savannah Lamar Hospital where Dellon, he was pronounced DlED. We are told that Gawaine, he will survive because a bullet grazed his head. Now, like I said, the JCF, they have not yet released a statement, so I'm waiting to see what they're gonna say. But the fact is, this is very, very sad. These 2 young men, they chose to work for their honest living and they were shot. And they were shot by persons who were supposed to be protecting them. Boy, may I tell you, condolences to the family and friends of Dellon. And I am happy that Gawaine is still alive to tell the truth about what took place. The mayhem continues. Blessed love, everybody.
Tell a friend for tell a friend for tell a friend about Popeye Newslink and PNL Blog TV. Like, subscribe and share. Quicksilver sing if we just unite. What a country this will be. tree and town man a